Right now, I still do me. I just done a video, I still use DJ. I still do tracks with cuts in.
Okay.
So I still do my own, like, and I'm still fighting the fort. Like, you can motivate but regardless of me fighting the fort, it's like I'm working with other artists who are in a different frame and they do different things and they do. That's how you spread the knowledge,
right? There's a 18-year-old kid. Yeah. Right? Never seen the turntable. No interest in it. Yeah. Right? Doesn't really go for the graph. Has no interest in graph.
Yeah. Genesis Elijah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. When it comes to the b-boying, take or leave it. Do you know what I mean? Whatever. My life's rapping.
Yeah.
These boys you grew up with at school. One of them's a dope drummer. Someone else plays bass. Yeah. Someone else does the keys. Yeah. He goes and splits over a 90 beats per minute kind of tempo, 85 beats per minute kind of tempo. Are they hip hop?
Oh, yeah, man. The roots.
No. See, this is what I'm saying. The roots do what they do because they're hip hop. What they do didn't make them.
That's you defining it, though, man.
Yes, exactly.
I'm done for the day, I'm done with you.
You said that they used the turntable because they didn't have access to no instruments. Now they do, so now they can use instruments.
Therefore, hip hop's dead.
I think something.
Why not? Because why not? If all the elements
it's evolved. Do you want hip hop to die?
Hold on. Listen to the point I'm making. Listen to the point I'm making.
Carry on celebrating it.
Listen to the point I'm making. Listen to the point I'm making. Somehow earlier, yeah, everyone agreed that your cultures are based on the traditions, and the accept and the traits within these things. So if all of those things do no longer exist, how can that culture still exist?
Is Britney Spears hip hop?
Christina Aguilera is Micall Parknsun said.
Is Britney Spears hip hop?
No, I'd say no.
Okay, so there you go. That there and then is the fact that we subconsciously know, whether we want to say it or not, that there is a fucking boundary, whether it's invisible or not.
Exactly.
That we know.
So even what happens when a hip hop track becomes pop?
Well, because
it's still hip hop. I'll explain. You mentioned Britney Spears.
I'll explain how I look at that. Yeah. If you sat down and said, right, this is what's popular, this is what's popping, I'm gonna make a song to make myself as popular as possible. That ain't hip hop. If you make a song and say, I fucking love this, and it fucking sells billions, that's hip hop.
Yeah, but you can never choose who did.
Then you're saying basically that Afro Man, is hip hop.
Yeah, man. Angoli looking chain.
Because I get high.
Angoli looking chain.
Listen, they might be more hip hop than you could ever know.
They're certified hip hop.
There you go. I don't know them characters.
Their music to them was.
Yeah, but what is their lifestyle? Do they appreciate the cultures and the traditions?
Yeah.
Most probably do. They most probably know what's coming out.
The only way they appreciate the culture is that they're fans of us.
Unless you listen to the music.
This is why Passports is on their first EP and all that they put out.
But this is why hip hop is being so diluted, and this is why you're getting these people who can't fucking rap being called hip hop. Do you know what I mean?
That's industry shit, man. That's not to do with the artist. Some artists do shit to be popular, like you said. Others do it to say a message. Others do it because they.
Okay, so
it's all the reason why you do it. Like
to you, them mumbling motherfuckers. Yeah,
that's
are they hip hop to you?
Listen, of course they're not hip hop to me.
Why not?
I've been saying that.
No, but why not?
Why?
What makes them not hip hop?
The message, how they do it.
The message.
Why they do it.
Hold on. The message.
Yeah.
There isn't a message, isn't there?
Exactly.
Exactly. Hold on.
So it's not hip hop then, is it? Why are we going back and forward? I keep saying it.
That makes no sense.
All the time. I keep saying it. The industry shit ain't hip hop. The industry ain't hip hop.
Why is it
it doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
I'm not saying that. I keep saying the same shit.
The most famous hip hop track in the UK.
Yeah.
I'm playing this shit tonight.
Rappers Delight.
Yes.
Has no message. Yeah.
For my birthday, bro, I need to laugh when I go.
So you can't.
They were talking about aspirations of what they wanted. You know what I mean?
No.
Hip hop has always been reality and aspirations. You know what I mean?
No, it hasn't.
So what are they talking about? What are they talking about?
First of all, you got to remember, MC.
What are they talking about in the hip hop? Rappers Delight. What are they talking about?
I'll tell you.
He wants a colour TV.
You're not listening. MCing didn't come from records. MCing came from bigging up the DJ.
Oh, I know this, man.
Right?
I know this, but we're not talking about that.
Yes,
you're talking about
MC.
You're talking about records.
You said where it came from. Hip hop has always been around about this. It hasn't always been about that. At all. At all.
You're talking about records, bro.
No, I'm talking about hip hop.
You're talking to me about records.
No. You never heard me say record bars.
Okay.
I said hip hop.
Alright then. You
straight up and down.
Play, do what you're doing, innit?
Hip hop, straight.
You know what I mean, though, don't you?
No,
I'm not talking about the beginning.
You're saying the music.
I'm talking about records. You said about this record. I'm making reference to that record.
What are you guys talking about again? Wait, what?
I mean,
I'm saying this.
Arguing with me.
What is it? What's the argument? Or
This
are
is
you
the
saying the
point
same
I'm
thing?
You can't. Why is everyone outside? This is not make no sense. What I'm saying is
Take it
this.
outside.
What I'm saying is this, and this is where I think they don't understand how to make an argument. Yeah? You have to have one standpoint. My standpoint is this, right? If hip hop doesn't have, as a culture, have any definition, then the term hip hop becomes irrelevant.
Okay.
Because it can mean whatever you want it to mean.
Yeah, okay, I get you.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right? So, they're saying it doesn't matter because you can make up your own definition. Right? I'm saying, well, therefore, then it doesn't make any difference. The word hip hop doesn't make any difference. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now, if we say grime isn't hip hop, you must have a boundary of what you say hip hop is.
Yeah, that's why I can say that I feel like hip hop. I know, that's what I was saying. I know in my head that I don't consider Britney Spears hip hop because I know in my head, subconsciously and in reality, that I feel like hip hop is a culture. I can define it. I know its traits and elements. I know who and how you can embody it. And that's why I personally feel like grime is its own successful genre and has its own culture. I also agree with Micall Parknsun that it's like a child of hip hop and it was influenced and it resonated with bits of the young people or whoever that created it and do it. But I feel like there is a differentiation, which is why I get your argument. I feel like when you start saying that nothing has any boundaries, then that's when I was saying it almost becomes a philosophy debate where it's chicken or egg. Because to fit your argument or your purpose, you can be like, hip hop has a meaning, this is its definition. Oh, actually, it could be anything because I can sample it, so therefore everything is everything.
Exactly, then it falls apart.
But yeah,
now this is the problem I've got, and this is what I was saying to Nova. Your definition of hip hop, so the traditions and whatever else, why doesn't grime fit into that?
Because for me, I feel like even the way grime, I used to spit to grime, and I can feel a difference when I rap and when I spit to grime. I feel like MCing and rapping are different.
So can you have a hip hop track at 140 beats per minute?
Well, I guess you can have a hip hop track at any tempo, but for the sake of what I feel is hip hop, which is what I was saying, my definition of head nodding and then grime gun fingering is different for me. I personally feel like there is a clear difference in my mind and I'm comfortable with that difference and I love both for what they are, where they are, and it makes it easy for me to
So if the tempo goes too high, it's no longer hip hop?
No, I feel like it's the whole energy and culture with it. I'm not saying just because someone's going instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, they can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's not just what it is. I feel like the way you see hip hop and its culture and its traits and its traditions, grime also has that. So it's like saying, okay, if a grime artist fully slowed down all his bars and lyrics and suddenly was standing behind a graffiti wall and done a spin on his head in the middle of spitting his grime lyrics, is he suddenly a hip hop artist? So but I feel like no, because a grime artist wouldn't naturally do that. They like.
So it'd be a tokenistic
I feel like
gesture.
there's a difference. I feel like there is a difference in the culture, and they can both coexist happily. I don't even feel like it matters or there needs to be an argument about grime or hip hop, because for me, I feel like it's saying is blues hip hop, is jazz hip hop, is opera and classical music the same thing. I kind of feel like no other genres are ever discussing or arguing their point, so why don't they just coexist? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, 100%.
And I think it's because Micall Parknsun, when he said, because it's like a child of hip hop, maybe because there's such a tight connection in that sense, maybe that's what it is. But at the end of the day, hip hop started here because they were copying something birthed from Americans. Grime here has started. That's why in Denmark, if there's a grime scene, they probably won't call it grime, they might call it Dutch grime, because it's something that didn't start there. I just feel like it just
But it started in exactly the same way. Like, it's like the same story. The way that grime was created was DJs having a certain type of music and DJs having people beginning to MC over it from the same kind of back.
Yeah, but that's not how hip hop started.
But what I'm saying is, let's just for the sake of it, let's just say, you know, opera.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, yeah. Let's just say we didn't know. Like, one of my friends is an opera singer. Let's just say he was here and he goes, "Oh, did you know opera started because someone had a turntable and actually span it in the wrong way and it suddenly went high pitched and someone went, oh, I someone going, well, that's how hip hop started. So opera is hip hop. It doesn't matter. It's its own.
But it also made the direct. It also directly was a merging of hip hop with garage music anyway. So there's that other connection there, and it also.
But I think
but why you saying it merged with something makes it not hip hop?
No, it does, because hip hop is already a merge. Hip hop is a merge of different genres.
But don't you think grime is more? No,
hip hop, rap music as a genre of music, rap music samples other genres.
No, don't you think grime is more? For me, grime is more connected to garage, because I heard it more at garage.
Connected the same. It comes from garage, of course, but that doesn't stop it being hip hop under the umbrella.
Like when I used to go to Eros and rave to DJ EZ playing garage songs and stuff, that's when I saw more MCs, Be Live, all them grime and hear that stuff. When I went to hip hop gigs at Brixton Jam or the Social or whatever, I didn't hear grime. So for me, grime has more.
Because hip hop were just one another shame.
But isn't it a totally different vibe?
It's just a different genre.
It's got its own vibe to it as well. It's got its own specific kind of energy to it, definitely.
I just feel like there's just two different genres. I feel like there's more. When I used to go on Heat FM, like the garage set would finish and then us lot would go on to spit, and there was not even talk of hip hop. I used to listen to hip hop when I came back home, and I used to put on fucking Tupac or Eminem or whatever. Like I didn't connect them like that. It's really weird. Like. It's weird that people argue this thing for me about grime and hip hop. I just find them just their own self-standing, self-sustaining genres. It's weird.
So what if in that case in Nova, Shay's saying that they are totally separate genres of music. How are you able to put them in the same genre?
I think it is that grime is its own genre. I think what I'm saying doesn't dispute that.
Okay, so what is what you're saying?
I'm saying that it still comes under the umbrella of hip hop.
So you're saying hip hop's this big, as a culture.
Yeah.
Grime's underneath there.
Yeah.
Trap's underneath there.
Yeah.
So what is it that you lot are doing?
For who?
The people what you do, what Joker does, what Parks does. If that's it for hip hop, if hip hop is not
me, I'll do whatever I like. I'll do whatever I mean.
I personally would cut if I was doing, and this is just going back to the Mobo nominee thing. I would put you guys under hip hop. I wouldn't put you in a grime category.
No,
and
I wouldn't put myself in a grime category. But my new single is more trap than anything else. The production of it, but it's just to do with how we like.
What, your addiction?
Yeah.
But trap music is kind of, the content is very true to its name.
Well, if you say so. Like, this is all the ways we define it. People define it musically will hear that beat and say it's a trap beat. I'm doing something conscious of, like something different over it. Like there's artists at the moment that are doing conscious music over trap beat.
Yeah,
they call it trap still. Mongo was saying he's going to start doing it at the moment and call it What are you saying? We're going to call it freedom. But it's all,
Beautiful.
we're not trapped.
Yeah. Fine.
It's just production, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But if you have an umbrella of hip hop, which is fine.
If you're going to draw a diagram.
Right. Then and you've got trap here and you've got grime there, all underneath the same umbrella. Then where the Sean, what do you call what Sean Price does?
Hip hop.
This is hip hop.
But that's the umbrella that covers everything.
Yeah, but you can still call someone that.
That doesn't.
Okay, I think
we don't even need to go around calling grime artists hip hop. You don't say, oh, that's a hip hop artist and put them. They can still have their own category. I'm saying they should just be they should be accepted as hip hop to show respect for hip hop and what it's actually achieved and what actually has come from it, and also to respect them to being equal.
But there is a term that encompasses all of it, which is thanks to the industry. It's called urban artists.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah, I just thought I'd bring that in with the quotation marks. But I mean, being real, that does kind of encompass everything that comes from the other side of the tracks.
That means black music.
Kind of, but again, like black music, that could mean witchcraft music to me. Like, it don't, you know what I mean? Black and white.
Okay.
You've got to stop defining things like that. Like black music is like the African Jazz Quartet. I went to see them at Smellency. That's wicked black music, but it's also fused with jazz. You know what I mean? Two like original African music, and then black music from a different part of the world where they got brought to, kind of coming together. It's all, I mean, it's two totally different music. Just because they've got the same shade of skin, they come from totally different parts of the world at that time. And they came together to make a wicked fusion.
And you saying that, I do think, you know, culture and where you grow up does have a kind of impact on whatever your view of hip hop is. I can't make the music she makes. You know what I mean?
And there'll be a guy like yours who won't like Brody B or someone because,
you know what I mean? Does that mean her music is less hip hop than mine?
But you recognise it as hip hop. So there was a person in the world at the time when Dr. Dre was doing his thing, when Snoop Dogg. Not a person.
Music is evolved, though, man.
Hold on. There was a person in the world who didn't recognise that as hip hop.
No, I think there definitely would have been. And even if they didn't term it that way, what we're saying now is still the same thing. There were people in New York who was like, that's shit.
Hold on.
And that might as well be the same as not calling it hip hop. Like, this music's like West Coast shit. Talking shit we don't want nothing to do with it.
That's not true. What it was, there was beef between East Coast and West Coast, but they weren't saying it wasn't hip hop.
But they're saying it was garbage.
Yeah, that's
and it's the same. We're just doing. We're just finding a different way to say.
Hold on. You don't hear what I'm saying. You're not hearing what I'm saying, right? So you got the West Coast sound, and the reason, you know, I've seen so many documentaries, there's so many articles about it. The reason that sound came out like that is because it's a different way of life. You can't have the big boom bap and be driving around in your big flipping car and trying to do what you do. You need the slower beats, and that's why that whole style developed. Like you're saying, do you know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, I've told you.
It feels like you're getting to the same point that I'm making the whole time. So why don't you agree with me then?
Because I know it in my heart. It ain't
because you don't like it. That's
no, I've got no beef with it.
Because you don't connect with it.
I don't connect with it.
And that's why you said it's hip hop. You don't connect with it.
It's like
listen. Listen to what I'm saying. So everyone knew that was that sound. Cool.
Yeah.
We recognise that as hip hop.
Yeah, and it is the same. It was them taking the funk music that they listen to in their funk music and making their version of hip hop out of funk. Like England made their own version of hip hop with garage.
Hold on. You had the Miami bass sound. This was all going on at the same time.
Yeah.
You had the New York boom bap, whatever you want to call it. Now everywhere outside of the US, didn't really come up with their own thing. Do you know what I mean? At that point in time, it was just kind of copying what was kind of, you know, we kind of like East Coast, we kind of like this, we put a big 808 in there, whatever. They didn't, you know, there wasn't really like a thing. Do you know what I mean? Now, when the whole garage scene hit the UK, and the jungle thing happened and all the MCs, that wasn't born out of hip hop.
The jungle was?
No, it wasn't. There was
the music came down.
No. The junglist scene came out of the garage raves, 100%. 100%. Because I used to rave everywhere. you would not really see no jungle. Now the other way around, this was strange. This is the strange bit. If you went to a hip hop jam, like a Westwood jam or whatever, you're not hearing no jungle. You're not hearing no garage. But if you went to a garage jam, you might hear hip hop tune. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? And then you see the MC doing the jungle thing. Like, oh, now I'm no grime artist. I don't know nothing about grime. I've already said this enough times. But it seems that grime was born out of that, which is that scene. And so a lot of people who kind of like follow the whole jungle thing and that route connect with it. Them same ends, same kind of vibes. Do you know what I'm saying? But it's not seen. No, I don't see it. Like, I know the West Coast sound is totally different to the East Coast sound, but I see it and I recognise it as hip hop. When I see grime and I hear grime, the whole scene, not just the music, the scene, I don't recognise it.
That's you though.
Yeah.
But did you recognise Miami bass as hip hop?
Yeah. I don't like it. I can't stand Miami bass.
Why do you recognise Miami bass? It's the same thing essentially as grime, Miami bass. The West Coast hip hop scene is all of just those regional areas taking their regional music that they're into and merging it with hip hop. They all did exactly the same thing.
But they didn't merge it with hip hop. It was their version of hip hop.
No, but all of them took other genres of music that they were into. Like in Miami bass, they took the bass music that they would listen to, like the kind of records they played, even like the bassy reggae records, and like they merged those. They instead of sampling the stuff that was being sampled in New York, they sampled that, and they made their version of hip hop by sampling their regional music. That's what grime done.
Now, what you're saying, right? What I'm saying is this: you've got the scene which is there. So you've got the Miami bass scene, yeah. They already had the Miami bass scene, yeah, because we got
the Miami bass scene.
Was there from Dave?
No, it wasn't. The Miami bass scene was their version of hip hop. That's how it became. You got read Luke's book the other day.
Back in the day, you had Two Live Crew. They were the only crew. You're talking 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
And that was their version of hip hop then.
Yeah. And it was all fast and it was shit. Right. It was terrible. Yeah. But you listen to it and you recognise it as hip hop. It's like. This is hip hop, it's nothing else.
But he was saying himself, though, I've just read Luke's book the other day, he was saying that the same thing happened, that people said it wasn't hip hop, and he said he had to punch up fucking Public Enemy's manager because he was coming in there fucking. When they were the support act, Public Enemy in Miami, he was saying, these guys are shit, they're not hip hop, they can only do 3 songs or whatever. They do 15 minutes.
But did he say they're not hip hop or did they just say they're shit?
No, he said, I'd have to go and look at it.
Because I'll be surprised if they said they weren't hip hop.
I'm pretty sure that I saw that quote in there.
If he said they're shit, I'd agree. Because they were shit. They were terrible. But you recognise them as hip hop. But with grime, the culture of grime, and I say it as a culture, because if I just look at what they do, you have to say it's hip hop. If you look at it as a culture, it's not. How I see it.
What was more hip hop about Miami bass?
The reasons behind it.
What reasons behind it?
So they took what they had, yeah. Which hold on.
You're gonna tell the same story.
No, I'm not. Because when you're gonna say the environment, blah.
No, I know you're not gonna say it because I said that to you before. You said it wasn't right.
It's they took what they had based on the hip hop that was around, and they tried to do their version of hip hop. Do you know what I mean? Whereas grime is not trying to do their version of hip hop.
I think
I don't think there's a difference.
I'm just saying, seriously, having a mentality where, like my one, where I think that grime is its own genre and self-sustaining, standing, successful culture, as is hip hop, is so much more relieving than trying to fit it into anything else.
Well, I still think that as well, but I just don't think we're respecting it enough. If we say that, I don't think we're respecting hip hop enough.
How?
Because hip hop is like.
You're saying that they're both self-sustaining, successful genres.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
That's
It's very hard for me to do that when I've worked with an artist who's done
both.
A hip hop.
Yeah, but there'll always be exceptions. There may be someone who's crossed over from.
There's no grime. Put it this way: there's no grime artist that's had mainstream success or even any level of like real high success that hasn't made music that was definitely hip hop, like hip hop tempo. There's no grime album that's all the way grime all the way through. Out of the big ones, from Boy in the Corner to like maybe some Wiley albums, but they haven't reached the same success.
I know, but they're still
so
predominantly and probably even where they're shelved in the store in their own genre.
They weren't originally. I think they should be though. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they are.
Like Dizzy Rascal's Dizzy Rascal being the first like major successful grime album, the main single is not a grime song at all, it's definitely a hip hop song. Fix Up, Look Sharp, it's just a hip hop break, like an old school break, and he's just rapping over it.
So why isn't he hip hop?
Because of all the reasons I said before.
But his most notable track is hip hop track.
Okay, but that's fine. That's like me doing. To me, I class myself as a rapper or a hip hop artist, but I've sang a song before. But it doesn't make me an R&B singer. I'm a rapper that I've happened to make a joint that is R&B. So cool. If you're a grime artist and you've made a hip hop track, yeah, that's a hip hop track. But I still consider you a grime artist.
I made the whole album singing there, but I'm mostly singing and not rapping. That's what I'm telling myself while I'm making it. But when I listen back to it afterwards, I think, I'm saying this isn't really a hip hop album.
Okay,
but I think it is.
Okay,
I've changed my mind.
what I would say is if the majority of your album ends up having no rap on it, and your next album.
But I've changed my mind. I think it is rapping. I was calling it singing, but I think it's still rapping.
Okay. Well, I mean, for the sake of this point, if the majority of your album doesn't have rapping, and then your next one, you will evolve into a singer. Yeah. You have evolved from a rapper into a singer, and maybe you can have an R&B album.
Is Love in the Hills album hip hop?
You know what? Listen, this is so deep. I was having
this. One main official album.
Miseducation. I was having this discussion. It's so weird. Exactly this because I was.
The battery's low, by the way.
I was saying it's so weird because I've listened to Miseducation of R.A.M and Novar so much. I love her. She's a sick rapper. She raps on even the score. Like majority of it is rap. But actually, on Miseducation of R.A.M and Novar, she sings a fucking awful lot, and sometimes I feel like, what, she's singing or then she's rapping, but to me that is a hip hop album.
Why?
Because there is a lot of rapping on it, and she is predominantly a rapper from the score to her album, and there's a lot of rapping on it. But someone might class that album as a neo-soul album, like Erykah Badu and Lauryn Hill. I wouldn't have a problem with that, because I'm like, yeah, I can see why. But for me, that is a hip hop album. I don't class it as an R&B album.
No?
It's a number of things, but definitely hip hop.
And the beats in it as well, and everything she's talking about.
And the fact that I'm going back to the hip hop, it's like borrows from other genres and merges things together.
Yeah, exactly.
But I remember DJ Snuff saying to me, and it's completely different to like certain points you've made when I've argued with him what hip hop is, and he was saying that he looks at hip hop as what the content is, and that you can make some music with no rapping in it at all as hip hop because of what's being said on it.
Well, I would say this. I'm saying
make so much that means everything is hip hop.
Exactly.
That's just.
No. But he wouldn't agree with that though, because I'm not saying I agree with him. I don't.
That's just.
But he was saying it has like a social.
Which it does. The kid was playing there, but.
No, I disagree with that because Mobb Deep is fucking hip hop.
Yeah, of course, I disagree with that fully. No, but my argument is that Mobb Deep is a social political message.
It's got social commentary because of that.
Okay, Bambaataa with his White Noise tune on his album where it was just like 3 minutes of silence. How is that hip hop? Just because Bambaataa done it. It's silence. Do you know what I mean? Get out of that one.
Ja Rule.
I mean, for me,
Ja Rule's hip hop to the core.
Unfortunately,
man tried to rob his chain and that he chased him up the street. He didn't get it back, but he still ripped.
Do you know what? Can I just say, I think another good debate thing that you guys do, I think is really interesting, also even if you stream it, but that's really productive, is I think it would be really good for you guys to talk about how to make a sustainable living from hip-hop and how hip-hop can be a business and how it can serve you in your life. I think that would be a really good productive conversation.
That particular topic wasn't quite what I was trying to get in the first time, but I was talking about this glass ceiling that appears to be there for a lot of MCs and DJs and whoever, not so much the DJs, but definitely the MCs in the UK, where you can go from being a rapper to having a career like someone who's a teacher or a doctor or whatever, have a career as an MC. Do you know what I mean? And, and there seems to be a glass ceiling there, which
effort person.
Do you know what I mean? I'm not in the industry, so I'm not somebody who can talk about it. But definitely from that side, it looks like there was, because there's like so few people who are willing to have an actual substantial career from it.
Well, Micall Parknsun is a good example.
Huh?
Aren't you like the best example?
You're a teacher.
I'm not a teacher, I'm a workshop leader. I'm a rapper that goes
Still a
into
teacher.
workshops.
Still a teacher.
I'm an
I earn from various outlets, from selling beats.
Yeah, but that's interesting to talk about.